Hi, this is part 2 of the afternoon check-in. I was talking in circles because I'm exhausted and I'm telling myself that I don't want to be a hypocrite by not resting. But then what am I doing not resting? I was actually doing some work and I'm feeling obligated that I have to do some fun activities with my partner, but I'm going to just deal. Okay, so here's a box that arrived yesterday at the post office, but I missed it because I was working, and I felt really sick after I worked, and I was too nervous to sleep. Like, nervous. I guess that's what I was too nervous to sleep. Because I felt guilty that I was sleeping and not finishing my work. And so now I feel even worse, unfortunately, than I did yesterday and the day before. So I'm feeling obligated. I'm letting myself feel obligated. And then I'm seeing this pattern in me from when my kids were younger, and it didn't matter the time, the day, what was going on in my body, if I was injured, if I could walk, if my body was cramping up, if we were near starved to death. I had to take care of my kids every single time there was something wrong, or something right. So I have this thing where I'm just like, oh, you're just gonna be able to do your self-care because you bought all these products, and then it's like we need to invest in something. This is my hint, and I spend my money. So hey, you guys who sent these products that I bought, guess what? Y'all got my money, and you did not twist my arm. As I watched social catfish on people who send their money to strangers. But it's not even funny. All right, so let's be surprised. We have this box. I brought this one to put on in a minute because I have another one of these, the full size, seasonal, and this one was received April, I think. So 6 months shelf life. I gotta get through this. Some people are storing it in the fridge. I should probably clean the fridge out. Alright, so let's see what we got. We got the Yoni wipes. I'm gonna take a picture later, hopefully put it on something. We got the breast firming oil. I'm gonna leave it in the box for now because I'm tired. I'm gonna open this one. That B Word perfume roll-on. I told you guys in another video I never wore perfume. I said I did when I had a taste about stuff. So that was when I was very little. Ooh, this is cold. It feels cold. Turmeric bar soap. I've been using this. It's kind of spicy on some dark spots, and I should be taking pictures of these areas and making sure I have the dates so I can compare. So the first ingredient is honey, and it's not vegan. It's got goat's milk soap. It doesn't say what the turmeric is in the ingredients, so I don't have to tell you. Used to bring a natural glow to skin, brighten dark spots, and combat aging skin. Lather and use on body as needed. So some people make sure to extra rinse or wash with other soap to not have staining. This is the Yoni Oil Tasty. It's a very pretty color. Look at that bottle. This is too much information. That's it. So I think this was a 60% off sale, or 50%, sorry, 50% off. I'm gonna make sure I got everything. So I gotta start getting rid of this. Yep. So I got everything but the cough syrup. It's kind of too much information. This one we're going to take out, and we need a, I've showed you these minis before. Oh, this says Autumn Day perfume. So, we don't want this stuff to spill, we don't want the tops to come off, we don't want it to evaporate in the heat. Some people were having a little bit of sad times because of those problems, so we're going to need to get like something, canister or something that I can prop these up. I actually have a container, but I don't know, it was kind of funky. That stuff's going to go to the plants, I think. So I don't even know if I like the smell. So the other day I was using the Peach Please. Oh, it's a rollerball. Okay. And it smells kind of fruity. It does smell perfumey. I was, oh, I didn't show you the ball. This is my first. I was saying I was getting a stomachache. But I'm putting, it's almost like the smell of fruit without, but it's not food. It's not cake. It's not pie. It's not even candy. So what I think was going on was it still was stimulating my digestive tract. I shared this yesterday a little bit. So we'll just rub some on just to use it. What I think is going on for me, all week I've been talking about sympathetic nervous system, hyper vigilant body senses and stuff. Either dull or hypervigilant. I have like a skin tag here, so I can put some, maybe I can put some of these creams on my neck regularly, and I can let you guys know if that stuff kind of disappears. See if I can get some pictures of that. I didn't get skin tags until I put this necklace on several years ago, and that was a first for me. I feel like it was calming me down. It was stimulating me because I was having this internal conflict, mental one of, oh, I'm not allowed to wear scents because I went so long without scents, or just straight up essential oils like carriers like these. This is a medieval mix. I feel like my medical school was a scent-free school, so that was about just under 6 years that I attended classes there. So I neglected or stopped using my scents, my natural scents, or anything like try using like non-scent deodorant, just everything. So I think there's an internal conflict mentally that way. There's an internal conflict of, oh my god, I just used perfume, but it's like, this smells kind of fruity florally to me. I don't know if I can describe it, but it kind of makes my mouth dry. But I think another thing is kind of like mentally calming. And not just these fruity and summery fruit smells. They're potentially a little bit maybe stimulating my appetite, but the calming is going in connection with the being able to not be in fight or flight all the time. And then for my spirit, so body, mind, body, spirit, or soul, I can feel this connection with other people in the community, including the people that create these items. And then I also feel I overdid it. I went from not doing self-care to in the other side and doing too much. But saying that you do matter. Nia does matter. Nia does not just do everything for potential clients or whoever, or to not embarrass your family members. You do it because that's what God wants you to do, and gives you a space called graceful and natural. God gives you the grace to be able to pick yourself up from being a homeless individual. And knowing that you were homeless, that you didn't have access to water, you didn't have access to shower, you didn't even have access really to money for wipes or anything to freshen up. You did have people scared of you when you went into public places like hotels and gas stations and call the police on you. because you looked weird. And you did sit and live outside with and without kids while your relatives knew that you were struggling so bad, that you had no food, no water, no home, no clothes, no, just like everything that I have stacked up like crazy. Soap. So I'm buying these soaps with these sales, stacking coupons if we can, feeling super guilty, and then thinking about what was this video I watched where, was it about someone smelling bad? I don't want to make fun of anybody smelling bad, or I don't know. It was something about hygiene, and someone said, "Hey, do you realize that some people don't realize, or they don't have access, or they're comfortable with not bathing, and they might not be comfortable, but they might not have access." Teeth brushing. My teeth were almost near perfect until I was homeless the first time. And then for years after that, they just started breaking away. You can see my teeth. There's a lot of composite fillings all over my mouth. In fact, there's so many cavities, there's not much room else for any more fillings. My teeth went from 2 tiny cavities as a child when my sealants went out, to the month I decided not to brush my teeth. Or I brushed my teeth with my finger. And I got cavities for the first time. And that was the first time I was like 7 or 8 or 9. And then I didn't have cavities again until I was homeless. Because I didn't have access. And there was also a lot of repression. So when I had these products, and I begged you guys for money. And then I'm like, this smells good, but it's not really my style. I think a lot of it is self-doubt. And with some changes with being able to work telehealth and not being clouding my office clinic with a lot of scents. Even some people are allergic to or intolerant to essential oils, which these usually all on the label say essential oils. You go about your house. Like, I had some purses I couldn't use because they smell so strong of product. And then I slowly smelling them. And somebody got something in my house that said it smelled. It's like, you do more, you get up off the ground, you get up out of the tent, you get from sleeping under a bridge or in your car, and then you gradually go through life, never having been taught how to go through life by your parents, or by the schools, or by the churches, or by the community, but especially your parents. And then you start to do things, and then it reflects. So if I wear the shirt, they'll take it off and put it on tomorrow, which when I was a kid we had to wash everything, but I still didn't learn. It was like a demand. Like, oh, you put it on for an hour, you gotta wash it. Now there's too much laundry, now you're in trouble because there's too much laundry, but it'll still smell like these products that I put on, or the fresh smelling deodorants, as long as I took a shower, And when we don't have a washer and dryer, I'm not trying to mask something yucky. But you'll see some people who do van life. They'll say, oh, I'm gross, I need to take a shower and wash my hair. I've been up the road for days, didn't have access to water. They go and take a shower and wash their hair, and then their van is unbearable, and their clothes unbearable. They have nowhere to wash them. They're like, and I noticed this about myself, you don't know that you smell. You know that you smell, but it's even worse than you think. Because your nose got used to it, just like the smell of hamsters inside of my house and other pet runs. And when you come out of your shower, like you get in your shower, I've done this before, you're like, okay, I'm not going to put it in the dirty clothes pile because I got no washer and dryer, so we're going to make use of this. It takes a lot of money and effort. And then you get out of the shower using these products and the soaps and the whip soaps and the scrubs. This is the first for me, this like spa treatment. and you go back and you don't even put your nose up. Ooh. Just put in dirty clothes. And my problem is I'll go sniff in my dirty clothes and get a undershirt because I don't have any clean. It doesn't smell that bad. And then you get outside and start sweating and you're oh. Not only do you have your fresh smell, you got that old bacteria. Like, so I don't want it actually be squeaky clean. They will say squeaky clean, but at the same time, you can be clean from the inside out too, and these products can help you. I keep showing the Yoni steam here that I'm prepping to use eventually soon, hopefully, when I have some me time. I watched Tennessee Tina, what's her name, Tennessee Tina or whatever her, she's very, very popular on YouTube. I watched her video yesterday going to get pedicure, I can't even know what to call it, pedicure and manicure. You get a touch-up. It broke my heart. I never went to get any of those done. Plus, I'm kind of a germaphobe. I'm like sharing other people's whatever. I guess they give you your own utensils. Somebody even gave me a coupon for a pedicure, but I never had time to go use it because I was working 20 hours a day. I think I finally, I might still have the coupon. I don't even know if the place exists anymore. I still have it. It expired long ago. That was my one chance. She goes, oh, we do it all the time. Like once a week or once a month or whatever, me and my workers, we go for our lunch break and we go down the street and get this. I'm like, really? That's a thing? Like, I just think, like, you kind of wealthy, but you have a normal job that gets normal pay. At least the bare minimum wage, you can, like, fit in a $25 or whatever, pedicure plus tip. So, I've definitely been told several times in my life that I stink. My partner likes it natural, more natural, but it's like, I'm perimenopause. You gotta do what you gotta do. And just get used to it and be your own self. And then it's like, this stuff is not gonna mask. I mean, these can help actually clean the wipes if you're portable and you've got other sprays. These can help, get through a day when you're out doing all this stuff, walking dog, gotta go to work, this and this and this, pick up the kids, and you're rushing around. But when you feel like clean for the first time, and this is embarrassing, especially from someone that was homeless and someone who's neglected as a child. And then if you go in your room, your bedroom, and the bed is musty, or the clothes that you forgot that you took your sweaty socks off and they end up under the bed, because you have a, what's it called? You can gauge it. You have something to compare it to instead of just getting used to it. And then again, that something's not right. Something's not right, but I don't have a washer dryer. How much was it again last time we went? $90? Oh, we didn't even do the blankets and the, mattress liner. There's like, oh, that's going to be about $120, $150 for the laundromat for approximately 4 or 5 loads a month. Oh, $150. Well, how much do you spend on all this stuff? Oh, I could have gone to the laundromat. But sometimes it becomes more pungent and more serious. So I actually bought another mattress pad so I could switch them out. And I was going to watch this one in the bathtub. We didn't have a bathtub at the last place we lived. It doesn't stay on the mattress. I don't know what to do. Plus, I need 2 people to lift the entire mattress because it zips all the way. So I feel really embarrassed saying this. I keep saying that these products help save my life. Because I was treated like Cinderella by my own parents. Like, you're not good enough. You can't go to the ball. You can't go out. Stay home. Do your chores. You're not going to have friends. You're going to wear the raggedy clothes. You're going to wear the worn-out shoes. And then we're complaining that your feet stink because you got on some crusty shoes. And you're going to clean everybody else's part of the house, except for your own. So then you don't even know how to declutter or clean your own mess. And people wonder, like, people can't live, they can't live like that. Those are sick people. Like, they need to do better. Like, it's always that do better. What if you got cancer Am I going to come up to you and say, do better? No. Because you've done better? Maybe that's not my business. That's between you and your higher power. When I was a child, I used to sit in the bathroom with the water on because it's the only time I was alone. The normal for me was being abused. I used to let the shower just run for like an hour. And I would lay on the carpet, cold, with nothing on the little rug on the tile floor, and just be myself. And because I figured my parents checked, I went and hurry up and washed my underarms, while the water's cooling off, because I went through the whole water tank, hot water tank. Speaking of, I made the black bracelet. This is how I try to get rid of the stress and other things that's going on from my past. And I would sit there and take a shower, and I'd inhale the shower as a very small child every single night. It felt good to me. And I'm like, I got lung detox tea. I'm probably about to be using it. I went running after car accident, 5 years after car accident, or 4 or 5 years. Yeah, 5 years after I got in a car accident, I started jogging so I could do a 5K walk/run. And I started jogging around my home, and I came back and was coughing out and spitting out blood from my lungs. And I collapsed on the floor. And it was also next to a freeway that had pollution, where we lived right next to the freeway, so it was really pretty bad. And I was going up an incline, which I didn't realize how steep it was until you do it when you're running instead of driving. All these things are embarrassing for me to say. I don't have the money to be buying this, but I don't want to keep saying that because I want to work for something that I care about. And it's hard to say that I care about myself, but I need to do it from a point of it's me. Not because I was a single mom, not because I don't want my partner to be embarrassed. My parents, my relatives, they don't care. But I need to do it because God told me to do what I need to do so that my place in society and community is where He wants me to be. His will be done. And to not be taught or to have someone come up to you and be like, you stink. And if you have body odor, excessive sweating, heavy menses, and you're sitting in class. My class was predominantly females when I was in medical school, and you didn't have a fair amount of bathrooms. So there's a long line. And they tell you to get back to class, they take second attendance, all this stuff. You trying to clean yourself up. I didn't have these. I had baby wipes back then, but I didn't have time to bring all that stuff. Carrying all my books. I had my notes. I had crappy computers. I didn't have the MacBook Pros like everyone else had. So I had to carry all the note bags around in my backpack. I'm so embarrassed if I could go back in time. I knew about naturopaths. I knew about health food stores. I was having my kids make their own bathroom products. But it was always my focus on helping others, raising my kids, and I got stuck into that mama bear. If it's got to be done, I've got to do it, and I've got to do it for them. And if we have one piece of steak, I used to do this. I get one piece of steak on sale, and watch them eat, and I just take a little bit because they're growing and I'm not, even though I'm severely anemic. So self-care is not sinful. And I don't know any preacher, personally, man or wife, that's going to come out and just be like, well, I just donated all my money so I couldn't afford deodorant, so sorry about this. I mean, sometimes you don't have to wear deodorant, but our body gets used to stuff. I'm going to end this message with what I keep saying. There is a video online that shows the Kara Matthews doing the bug bite cream as a deodorant detox, which I plan on doing soon. And I'm really embarrassed to make this video. When you know deep inside that you're not doing what you wish you were doing in your life, or that you stink, you just feel like, for me, that the people around you tolerate it, but it's bothersome. If it bothers me, it's gotta bother someone else. Or maybe they don't notice. Maybe they got used to it like that hamster cage. It gets to a point where you know you better clean that hamster cage though. But to imagine me living outside in the desert, in a car, in a tent somewhere random, temporarily, without a toothbrush, toothpaste, without anything to wash my underarms, just enough to get the baby's diaper changed with wipes, just barely enough. I'll run up credit cards to get this. Like, I hope that I can mentally heal myself with using these products without going into debt. I don't want to be living in a car, be like, I do some or something. But so I can help donate stuff like this to shelters. What if this bag wasn't like, hey, I'm going to see patients next week in person, and I need to freshen up? What if I could drop some of that stuff off? What if I could have the confidence to get grants so that I can do like some other places and have a building where I can put a shelf of hygiene products? And one thing I will tell you about someone who has severe chemical sensitivities, I was getting free hygiene products when I moved to the third shelter. I think the first shelter, I don't even think I had soap. But the third one I went to, we got the little shampoos. But what if you have severe chemical sensitivity, or you have something in your hair? I turned my hair white using Pantene white once. It was like having thick Vaseline with zinc oxide. It was like, it was a nightmare. I think I had to use hand soap to get it out of my hair. I was at a relative's house in the sink. It was a nightmare. If I felt like I had supportive people, I would have had somebody help me out. But if I could pick myself up off the ground and actually do what I need to do, I want to get back. And I want to give to those people that didn't get anything like I didn't get stuff that I could use, especially. People go to Dollar Tree all day and night and get stuff and say, hey, I only have $5 budget or $6 budget. You can go get a couple items. For someone like me, it's like, I'm going to have allergic reaction, get sick. I'm not going to be able to think that I'm not going to be able to work, and then I'm going to be sick and not sleep. And like, you don't understand. It's like a peanut allergy. You don't want to have the time or energy to end up in the emergency room. You don't have the time or energy to be sick. But that was my spiel for today. I know I can take a picture and post it somewhere. I would like to put some little stars and stuff up like that. But this was really embarrassing, guys. And I see jobs for peer support in different categories. I don't have any peer support certifications, but I have lived experiences. My parents suited up and showed up. My relatives did the same. My uncle told me we looked at all his clothes that were really fancy and shoes. He says, my mom said, no matter how poorly you're doing, always make sure when you get out to go out, that you look really nice. You dress and look really nice. Probably smell and super clean cut. And I'd already got that vibe from my parents, but he told me that when I was an adult, like 10 or so years ago, and I know that I rejected that. Sometimes it was because I was poor. They all had houses they owned and stuff. Because I didn't have water, because I was living outside, because I was in shelters, and it was more important for me before curfew to get my kids in the bath than myself. And they started shutting down the shelter and locking doors and stuff. And you physically aren't allowed to leave your kids. If you put your kids in the bath and put them in their pajamas, brush their teeth, and get them in bed, if you don't get your own shower by curfew, you don't get a shower. Because you're not allowed to go across the hall and leave your kids in your room. You can only leave them if you have a chore. Because they demand you do chores. Then they force you to carry around a baby monitor. Like the voice one, not the... I never had any stuff. My kids didn't have stuff either, guys. They didn't have cribs, they didn't have high chairs, no baby monitors, no covers for the outlets. Like, I worked at a daycare, and I felt like such an idiot. And that's how I feel right now, with trying to be a real person, a real friend to somebody, or accept friends, and to run my business and to work. If I'm working for myself, you're working for the company. It is an entity. You're working for it, even though like you're the boss, big boss, but you're also your own employee. And I will bend over backwards for employees. I need to bend over backwards for myself, but not so much that hurt my back. Peace, guys. I hope other people are in better spots than I am. I'm like ashamed that I'm considering putting this on publicly. Bye.